What's up everyone, this is Pooka and welcome to episode number 11 of Poké Center, your home for Pokemon TCG news, tournament results, and more. Now it's been a very long time since I've done one of these episodes, but it seems like a good time to get back into it. In this episode we are going to discuss some recent tournament results from Battle Roads and some national championships that have happened now that the new set Plasma Freeze is out. We're also going to discuss a very big update on Pokemon TCG Online, and also some new news about the latest set that's coming out after Worlds, which will be Plasma Blast. So stay tuned, it's all coming up next here on Poké Center. To start things off, let's discuss what's been winning at the recent Battle Roads for the spring of 2013, and also some national championships that have been happening in other countries. So, with Plasma Freeze coming up, the big deck that got a lot of hype was the Team Plasma deck, revolving around Thunderous EX, which has the attack Raiden Knuckle, which is very good for doing some quick damage and accelerating your other Team Plasma Pokemon. You have Deoxys EX with the Power Connectability, adds 10 damage to each of your Team Plasma Pokemon's attacks, also has a pretty good attack with Helix Force, and also the Team Plasma Kyurem, which has 2 great attacks by itself with Frost Spear and Blizzard Burn. When you put all this together with all the other Team Plasma support we have out there, this obviously was going to be the most hyped deck and one of the best decks, and it has not disappointed. So far, it has been the deck that has won the most at Battle Roads. It's won a couple national championships, and this is just going to be a deck that's going to be around, probably as long as it exists. As long as these cards are out, they're probably going to be used together in a great deck. And it's easy to see why. Everything has such great synergy, it's very hard hitting, it attacks very quickly, and it's no surprise that this deck has had a lot of success. Now, the other decks that have been popular at Battle Roads and Nationals have been, your standard Darkrai, Sableye deck. This is nothing new. Darkrai EX has been great since its release in Dark Explorers last season. But the new addition to the deck is Absol from Plasma Freeze, which uses the Mind Jack attack, which takes advantage of the large benches of a lot of opponents and can do a lot of damage. Sometimes those Darkrai decks really suffer from not being able to do enough damage in one blow, and Absol can kind of fix that. Another deck that's been having some pretty good success is Blastoise. Of course, with the addition of Black Kyurem EX from the Plasma Storm set, that Black Ballista for 200 damage can beat just about any deck if it sets up, and that's been seeing a lot of success as well. Especially now that we've added Superior Energy Retrieval from Plasma Freeze, it makes it a lot easier to use that Black Ballista attack. And of course, you have Keldeo EX with Secret Sword, and Rush In is a great ability as well. So this deck is probably the third most popular that we've seen so far. Now we've seen our other, standard metagame decks as well. The Rayquaza Electric deck, the Garbodor decks, the big basic decks, stuff like that hasn't really gone away, but it's just been less successful than the other decks now that Plasma Freeze has come out. The surprise deck on the scene has been a Gothitelle Excelgor deck, which tries to lock down your opponent with Gothitelle's Magic Room ability. Then you use the Float Stone, the tool, you attach it to your Gothitelle, which gives it free retreat. You go into Excelgor, which uses Deck and Cover, automatically paralyzes and poisons your opponent, and then they can't play any cards like Switch to get out of it. So you're just trying to lock your opponent down, preventing them from playing any switches, and then you just paralyze them continuously until you win the game. This deck has won a couple Battle Roads. It's also won a national championship, so look out for this deck in the future. We've seen some interesting results so far, and it'll be interesting to see what happens as more national championships get played out, and what happens going in to the biggest tournament of the year, U.S. Nationals. While there's been a lot of criticism for Pokemon TCG Online, perhaps the biggest one has been that it doesn't include the big promo card Tropical Beach anywhere in the game. This card is crucial for decks like Blastoise or Kling Klang or any slow Stage 2 deck that needs some extra draw power to set up, and it just doesn't exist on PTCGO, which makes it not a good testing grounds for a lot of competitive players. But recently an announcement was made that people who have competed in Worlds the past 2 years will be receiving Tropical Beach in the coming weeks. Now, everybody who qualified and competed in Worlds in 2011 and 2012 will receive 4 codes for Tropical Beach, and each code contains 4 copies of Tropical Beach. So if you qualified for a World Championship in the past 2 years, you'll be receiving 16 copies of Tropical Beach to use however you want on Pokemon TCG Online. You can trade them as well, so they're not just stuck to your account. You can just do whatever you want with them. Now, if you qualified for both years, you get 32 Tropical Beaches. I'm not sure exactly what you're going to do with 32. Maybe trade them or sell them or whatever the heck you want to do. But you will get 32 copies of Tropical Beach. Alright, we are getting them. Now also, if you were a staff member, if you worked at either of those World Championships, you'll be receiving 3 codes as well. So not quite 16, but you'll end up getting 12 Tropical Beaches. Still a nice little prize. So, the wait is over. We're getting Tropical Beach once and for all, which will be one step towards legitimizing Pokemon TCG Online. Some information about the next set here in the US has been released, and that will be named Plasma Blast. And we're going to have a ton of new cards coming out from this new set. First of all, we're going to have 4 new A-Spec cards, which, I mean, you could probably look at the Japanese scans of the set Megalo Cannon, and you'll probably see all of them. And then we'll have 6 new EX Pokemon, which are going to be Virizion, and then Genesect, Dialga, Palkia, Jirachi, and Kyurem. So, hooray, we have like 10 Kyurem EXs now. Of course, some of them are the white and black Kyurems, but seems like we got a million Kyurems out here, don't we? 5 of those will be full arts as well. The poor Kyurem will not have a full art, but the other 5 will. So this should be an awesome new set. It will come out after the World Championships, so it won't be legal until next season, but it's always nice to look ahead, I guess. We'll know what we're getting in the future, and these cards look pretty cool. We'll have to see just what is inside this set. Now, also it was announced that the Elite Trainer Box will be coming back for this set as well. Of course, it came out for Plasma Storm. This one for Plasma Blast is going to be, pretty much the same thing, but in this box, they're going to include a set of sleeves. We have not seen the sleeves at all, I don't believe, but it should be pretty cool. You get 65 card sleeves. People always want new sleeves. You know, it's been a while since we've really had Pokemon sleeves here in the US, since they discontinued them at pre-releases and such. But we're going to have these coming up in the next Elite Trainer Box. So look forward to that. We'll be seeing that in August after the World Championships. The last thing I want to talk about is an awesome new product that's being released in Japan for the 15th anniversary of Pokemon. Hard to believe it's been that long, but it has been. And they are releasing this premium collection box, which will pretty much just contain a lot of Pikachu stuff. Now, everybody loves Pikachu, right? And you're going to get your fill of it in this box. Alright, you're going to have some sleeves. You're going to have a full art promo Pikachu. You're going to have a Pikachu deck box. You're going to have a Pikachu damage counter case. All sorts of stuff in this box. Honestly, it looks pretty cool, and I'm looking forward to seeing it. And it's really neat that they're releasing something like this. So that is just the last thing I want to mention. That is coming out soon in Japan to commemorate the 15th anniversary of Pokemon. Look out for lots of Pikachu in your future. Alright everyone, that's going to wrap up this episode of Poké Center. Hope you enjoyed. Of course, if you have any feedback, have any suggestions on how to improve the show, or anything I did wrong, just leave it down in the comments and I'll take a look and get back to you guys. I'll try also to do these more frequently since it's probably been about 8 months or so since I did the last one. Yeah, I really stopped doing these, and I guess I'll start doing them. I'll start doing them again, cause why not? So yeah, that's gonna wrap it up. Thanks guys for watching. I am Pooka here from the Top Cut. We'll have some more videos for you soon, and I'll see you guys next time.